Welcome back, guys, to some more of our Georgia State Dynasty. So, sorry for the long pause between the first, second, and third video. I've looked up some recruiting stuff and I'm going about this all wrong. NIL isn't something that you have to give a player. It is something you can give a player to entice them to come to you. So with that in mind, I've added a couple of 3 stars. I started this before the patch. The patch, I think, is live, but it's not going to go until next season. So I'm going to limit my push to like 3 stars and below, because there's a lot of 4 stars that aren't picked up and we can just grab and grind through this. I added 2 more 3 stars onto this. It's going to be Darren Berry at Will, and then at Quincy Adongo. And then I added in a Dom Labau here. And we're going to put some points and get that in. We still have the points for everything else, just because the sole fact that I didn't want to do anything crazy. Yeah, that's what's actually happening with this, is I kind of misunderstood the system. And I was watching a little bit of Bengal and his Louisiana Monroe, and I figured out that I'm going about this all wrong. So we made a couple changes in recruiting. We'll see how that is by the end of the season and how that kind of works out as well. Couple of other changes into this. I changed in the league settings. I changed down when we're looking at the recovery portions and all of this wear and tear. I want to get a good wear and tear number that I want. I started using the Mr. Hurricane ones that he revealed in like his 4th or 5th episode, and he said he would be messing with those over time. I've put his in at 35 with this. What we were seeing a lot was a lot of minor injuries happening, no major injuries because of this. I would think we only had 1 major injury, but that was more of a, not an impact wear and tear, but it just straight happened with that. What we're seeing with this is a lot of teams are getting timeouts at the end of halves and sustaining drives when they shouldn't be. So we went ahead and changed that. I think it messes with the AI as well, because we had that one where they had timeouts, they didn't take the timeouts, and they let the time run out. So that might be because of that. And gameplay size, I've changed up just a little bit. Again, taken from Mr. Hurricane in his 4th or 3rd or 4th episode. Injuries down at 15 instead of 30. That's the biggest change here. Otherwise, nothing crazy that we've changed through. And in punting, I've put down punting to 40 and a field goal to 40, because there's no reason why a punter should be kicking 75 yards at this point. The best punters in the game should be kicking about 60-65 in total with this. So we'll see how it is. We might tweak it going further. So today we have NIU and we are playing at home. Wish there was an easier way, I will say, when we're looking at this, that you can press a button and boom, you can go to the roster. Unfortunately, I have to go all the way in and find that roster. So here is Northern Illinois' roster. We're a little familiar with it from our last year's bit here. They're in the MAC, and the reality is it's going to be all about Telly Johnson. Jalen McCann, which we did play with a little bit last season, only 1 passing touchdown at this point and 3 interceptions. Not a great time. Johnson, their key highlight, has just under 400 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and then only 2 catches from that. When we're looking at the receiver core, it really shows why not a lot when it comes to this top portion, and not a lot of speed. This is more akin to what we have in ours. When we're looking at the top of the roster, though, I mean, it's receiver, and then it goes to Jason Thomas. So it's going to be all about this defense trying to do something. But when it comes down to the end of the day, this secondary could be something And if we can get a tad bit of speed out of our receiver core, we might be able to get something through this. Here we go in today's first game. Kind of previewed NIU taking the team that we took off last year and seeing if we can do something at home. Gonna be a big one in our Blues, and we are hyped to see if we can get a win at home. So we go kicking it off here, and this is going to be in the end zone easily, and he's going to take it out. He's at the 15, taking down near the 20, down at the 19. And this offense has been a little bit of a struggle for NIU, making 2 interceptions last week. They went with Teddy Johnson a lot, and they're going to go with him on the first play of this game. Good 7-yard game, man in motion from the left to the right. And the other handoff to Teddy. On the outside and dragged down at the 37 for the first down. The shotgun, cutting it back. Teddy's got a couple blocks deep into secondary. Puts the ball on the ground, and we are going to recover this. What is this? Now, you might say, well, you should probably look at that. And Maxey does force this. I don't know if this is a bug in the game, but clearly he's down. There's no automatic review that happened at this. He is clearly down when this ball comes out. The AI does not challenge it. We have another ball later that we end up challenging either in this game or the next. And we get it overturned, but I don't know why the AI doesn't just challenge that, so we take over. Play action, looking, throw on the right, getting our tight end involved, or one of them is burned there for the first down. Man in motion. Give it to Riles out of the backfield. A little razzle dazzle with that motion, and we pick up 4. Empty backfield set. Butler motioning now in the backfield. Tight end right side, dropping back. Pressure immediately off the right side, and what a good throw to Riles. The first down. Going to be a bunch set on the left side, pitch out left. Got a good guard pull over there, and we get Butler just at the sticks. They're going to give it to him. Play action, looking, rolling away from any pressure on the right side. Looking, has time. Here, I was going for B, but, well, the tight end picks that up, and that is going to make it a 2nd and 2 handoff. Butler has had some issues at the goal line. He's not going to get it in there. 3rd and inches again to Butler, bouncing it around, and we have a 4th and 1 here. We're going to put him in, and this time, though, it's Poe into the end zone for the touchdown. Butler not being great at goal line situations has not helped us long term, but Poe is kind of shine through as our goal line back, and Poe is going to get a lot of these carries, it looks like, kind of harvesting away from Butler's touchdowns, but hey, it is what it is. You have to perform, be out there on the field. So on the Huskies' next play here, or next possession, they start off with a Teddy Johnson run. Dropping back, making, rolling away from pressure into some scrambling. He is going to be close to the sticks. They're going to mark him 2 yards short. Making some changes to play out of the shotgun. Throw over the top, and what a jump and catch, high points. That's a first down, and now we're seeing a little end around forward toss there for only a gain of 1. Hand off to Teddy again, bouncing around, finding some room, and that's going to make it a 3rd and short. So I got a, looks like a 12 or 13 personnel set, and he's going to run it on the right side away from that and get the first down. Man in motion here, hand off to Teddy, and Teddy has nowhere to go. Out of the backfield, dropping back, looking, it's not Teddy this time, but they're going for it. Oh, what a pass. Well, not at all, but a big play there, and a tiptoe catch to get deep into Panthers territory. Motioning the back over on the right side. Have 2 tight ends on the line, pass out, and that is going to be for 5. Gonna hand off to Teddy here back in the game, and we bottle that up quickly as we end the first quarter. That pass by Macon was a dot there. As you see, this offense for them has been great, but we had a short field on our drive, so we aren't going to have a lot of time possession or a lot of yards, but we are going to blitz Macon, and Macon escaping, Macon into the end zone. This is something we have to account for that could show how good Macon can be. We saw this last season. Last year when we took over NIU and we played a season with him. He is a very good mobile quarterback. And we're going to start on our second drive with Butler up the middle for a gain of 7. Out of the shotgun, play action, looking. Pressure immediately in Brown's face, moving it around. He has a man, throws it. It's going to be caught. That is a lot for only a loss of 1. That's crazy. One set on the left, looking. Brown going to put up to Avery, and he goes down before the sticks. I thought about going here, but it is a 7-7 game, so we will kick it. We'll kick the punt back to them as they start off with Teddy up the middle and now already inside Panthers territory. And off to Teddy again, has himself a hole into the secondary, and a shoestring grab there to take him down. Teddy again up the middle. This time linebackers there to stop him. He's 10 of 65 right now, and he's going to get his 11th carry. And it's on the ground again, and this is going to be recovered by us. Again, this fumble is on the ground. He's here. He is sitting on the ground here. The AI does not challenge this play at all. I mean, this is textbook down by contact. He's down. Down by tackle. Whatever we call it. But the AI does not actually challenge this. I'm thinking this is a bug, so we get a possession out of this. Dropping back, looking. Brown has all the time in the world, scrambling out. Past the 35, down at the 39 for a 3rd and 4. Out of the shotgun again, looking. They're going to drop an extra man. We are going to scramble with Brown. And Brown, I try to slide there, but he feels like jumping, so let's allow it. Going to be a little bit of a screen out here. We have a block on the outside, just trying to get more towards the sideline, but still a good gain of 4. Give it to Butler here. Butler breaking a tackle down the 3rd and inches. Showing another screen, but Butler in the backfield. We're going to give it to him. He is going to be hit, but he is going to get the first down. Going to be a play action. And again, this play, I have to pull it. I always think it's a play action pass. I got to pull that back, and then I'm able to actually go into the routes. But Brown doesn't care. He's going to get that back and then some, make it a 3rd and 6. Dropping back, looking. Pressure is there. Going over the middle. Riles has this one, and Riles going to be taken down at the 11. Still a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, we're going to take this back. Roll over the right, and we do cut half the field just rolling into pressure. And remember not to do that. This next play, though, going to hand it off to Butler. And what a great play on the D line there to make it 3rd and 8. Dropping back, Brown. Thing in the pocket. We're going to scramble. They have a QB spy. And that is going to end up resulting in a field goal. I'm not great at these field goals like this from this angle, so we got to show them. I'm going to miss some of those. This one we don't. We move to a 10-7 game. Just about hitting the 2-minute timeout. What a throw by Macon over the middle, and a nice grab with a big gain. Dropping back out of the shotgun. Has time rolling out. And this is going to be a scramble for 5. We need to bottle up Macon before he can scramble for these first downs. He's going to do it again, and this time will be a first down as opposed to only 5. And clock is ticking. Dropping back, looking, making pressure off the backside, but in the flat to Teddy for a good gain of 6. Dropping back, Teddy goes out. We have some good pressure. Not able to make a play, and what a throw. It is in triple coverage and knocked away. That's going to make it a 3rd and 4 handoff. Going to be a little bit of a razzle-dazzle off that RPO, and that was a late pullback. And they get a first down from it. Clock is ticking still. Pressure is there. We bite hard on that RPO again. This time to the running back. And we do get a sack though because he holds the football. Rolling out on a design. Knocked down out of his hand it looked like even. And that'll be a 3rd and 16. Dropping back. Looking. Moving around the pocket. He's going to scramble for this one to get back into field goal range. And with 2 seconds or so left in the half, it'll be a tie ball game going into the half. In a back and forth game when it comes to no mistakes, but even with those 2 mistakes, we're not able to capitalize on those NIU fumbles, and it's a 10-10 game. Maybe we could have made it a 10-14. Maybe it could be a 10-21 game, but at the end of the day, we're gonna have to play with what we have, and we have an upset here. Penn State beaten by Wisconsin. Looking at the other scores, South Carolina over Alabama. That is crazy. California over Clemson as well. We got some crazy stuff already happening around the league. We're not around the conferences, all that. We're not going to be big in those higher power conferences, but it's interesting to pay attention. Is it making run? I'm going to say the refs picked us up. All right, they had some help, even though he ran to the ref, but still. All right, we need to play better, and it starts with this first drive here. Dropping back, looking, has time, gonna go short. Just pressure started to get to him, and Brown needs to make better decisions, like this one out to Burren, and this kind of mimics that first play that we did. A little bit of a drag route across, and we run it with Brown, actually with Butler for the first down. Going with a receiver screen the outside. Maybe try to keep that inside, but still a good play for that one. Dropping back quick out of the backfield. Butler making a move into 50, the 40, the 30. One man to beat. Spin move brings him inside. He loses some speed, but what a big play for Butler out of the backfield. Blitz was there. We saw it. We dumped it off to the man that was not covered. And that's a big game. Hand off to Poe. Poe bounced around. Power inside to the 1. Butler's going to check back in. Again, the short yardage situations are a bit difficult, but this time Butler's in there. And that is a big answer from this Georgia State offense. But NIU will not stay silent here out of the shotgun. Got a tight end offset left side, looking, gonna push up, and he's gonna find his man. Breaking a tackle, and there were 4 guys there. Oh, that hurts. There were 4 guys there. One tries to make the tackle, another one just strips off the tackler, and that's a big play that we give up. And it's back to a 17 all game. Butler up the middle for a gain of 9 just about. Just short of sticks. And again, we're going to hand it off to Butler, getting this run game going. A little bit of a play action. Looking. Going to roll out on the right side. Nowhere to go with that. Looked like the tight end just got tangled up with the edge, and the edge just took the tight end out of the play. Going to be a play action again. Rolling out on the right side. Dump off to Butler. Has to turn around. Just cannot work that with some speed in stride up the field. With 3rd and 8. Dropping back. Has to throw this a little bit early. Had a one-on-one with the comeback, and it is just down in the dirt. Making here, hand it off to Teddy, and Teddy into the secondary. This running game of NIU is carving us up. Now an RPO. Macon takes this one into Panthers territory. With Teddy moving from left to right. Going to be another handoff. Good pancake by them. And again, we're just not winning the line of scrimmage. While we do have 3 in the line of scrimmage, the linebackers aren't playing with some depth at all. So we're just getting carved on the outside or the inside. But at least we have a good stop there. And a throw. Looks like it might have been a backwards pass, but we take that one down. It's a 3rd and 9. Macon dropping back, has time. He's going to run for this one, and it's an empty side of the field. No one's there besides one corner. Maybe if he faked him out, he was gone. Gonna be a quick throw, almost picked off and dropped. That should have been a pick six. It's thrown up. He just the fingertips, but he cannot haul it in. If that's intercepted, that's going to the house. But on the flip side, here's Macon with a run, and that's another good gain of 11. We're starting to put more QB spies in this, but as we do QB spies, you start having some more running plays, this time to the receiver, but to Teddy as well. Dropping back, blitz is picked up, hit as he throws, and that is up in the air and knocked down. 3rd and 4. Need to contain. Quick throw though on the right side, and that is an easy play to his tight end. A little in and out routes. Those are hard to defend no matter what level you're at. And it is a 14-17 game. That throw, just the pressure is immediate now with a lot of these blitzes. We just don't have the time going over, and we overthrow the drag route there. And this is going to start falling apart at this point. I mean, we're trying to get something going here, and Macon and company are not making it easy for our defense. On offense, we're just giving the ball away at times, some key short fields, and it leads to these points like this, and you're just not going to win games. But remember, this is a slow burn. This is going to be one that we have to figure out how to build this team. This is probably my hardest rebuild yet with a 0-star team, but we're going to start out. We're going to come out with Riles here, breaking a tackle and in Toski territory. We're not done. We're going to try to get back into this game. Brown in the backfield, hand off to Butler. Butler, 10, 15, just shy of a 20-yard gain there. And we are immediately on the other side of the field. Dropping back. Brown looking. Going to roll away from pressure. Has time. Going to try to roll this into some positive territory. And he does for a gain of 6. Dropping back. Brown again. Thrown on the outside to Butler. Bottled up quickly near the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 3. Dropping back. Has time. Moving. Going to go underneath. And that is good tight coverage. It's 4 and 3. Dropping back. Pressure in his face, and Butler, you gotta put that in a place that, or Brown, you gotta put that in a place where the guys can make a play on it. And Butler was just taken out of the play, going away by some good man coverage and not able to do anything, as this running game of NIU is pulling us apart. But this time it's gonna be a quick pass after they got us looking at the run, and that is a good mix of plays here. Making quick throw on the outside, good block by the receiver, and that will be another first down. 4 touchdowns on the day for Macon, 204, and he is carving us up right now. Dropping back, going to be a handoff here to Teddy on the outside, and NIU is just content of running out the clock and running this out. And dropping back, making pressure in his face, still gets the ball off, and that is short. They will tack on 3. Brown dropping back. The blitz is picked up, but this time it is a man on the defensive line. It's the tackle knocking it down. Going to be a handoff to Butler, finding some space at 3rd and 4. We're playing for some pride here. With 4:30 left in the game, handoff. Butler has some room, trying to make a move into the secondary, and that is a good stand-up tackle. Looking here, blitz is there. Just nowhere to go with that football, trying to get the cut in the outside on the post route, and not a lot of room here. Again, pressure off the edge. Just not getting what we need to do done. Brown dropping back. Going to go over to Avery, making a 3rd and 10. Going to be an empty set. Dropping back. This time at least they're going to drop into coverage. Heavy QB spy. We throw this, but there's no one there. It's behind the receiver and is, of course, a forward pass by the quarterback beyond the line of scrimmage. So, not a great game today. We're kind of a hot and cold offense, hot and cold defense. We started out well, but it just fell apart with some mistakes. But also not able to stop them on defense. I mean, this is what you get when you don't have a lot of NIL in your team. You only have 3 to 4 players in the entire roster that have any NIL, and you're talking about NIL that's around 300 to 400. NIU is probably not too far ahead of us on that. But NIU does have a couple of big stars, and that is what they kind of relied on in this one, was those stars. 21 points in the third quarter. You just can't win games like this. You can't win games like this. Jalen McCone has 4 touchdowns, 218 at an 81 completion percentage. You can't allow a quarterback to dazzle you up like that all day in the air and also have this successful running game. You can't do it. Well, it's on to the next one. Well, that was just a terrible, terrible day. We gave up 21 points in the third quarter. We had 2 takeaways, 2 fumbles, which arguably should have been challenged, but the CPU didn't do that. But even with those 2 gifts, we could not do anything with it. This is really the Taylor of the story right here. The teller of the story, the Taylor. We sewed together 32 carries, 216 yards. That's not a great day, but also we gave up 20 completions. He was 20 of 21. We just could not stop him all day long. He was scrambling, he was moving around. It just was not a great day. Couldn't get off the field, but they could get off the field. So 14 of 24 for us, $166, and an interception. The interception was a forced crossing route, just trying to make something happen. Do it a little bit too early, able to be like crushed on by the defender. On rushing, good day by Butler today, 68 yards off 17 carries, had that touchdown by Poe. And then in the receiving, good day for Butler on that one pass for 55. Otherwise, only 2 yards off 3 catches. Riles, 4 for 64. This passing game just needs a lot of work. There's not a lot of speed, so we're trying to do some razzle in it, and I need to figure it out. On the defense side, I mean, we had some TFLs. We had a sack. We had those forced fumbles. We couldn't do anything with them. On the flip side, for that passing day, Jalen McCone he was 17 of 21, actually, not 20 of 21. 17 of 21, 218, 3 touchdowns, just carved us up. That rushing, 20 for $129. McCone had 87 yards and a touchdown. In the receiving, we're not bullied a lot. Thompson had that broken tackle that took it a distance, but kind of a pedestrian day. We gave up that 45 and a 35 here. I mean, we don't give up that 75-yard pass. We probably are still in the game at that point. Defensively, good in the TFLs for them. They had, I don't know how that 2.5 sacks. Or 1.5. That's weird. I don't know what the other half is. Jones with that one. I mean, pass deflections, not great with that, but at the end of the day, we just had to come through and perform, and we did not do that. Do get a level up, so we'll have to see where we put those points, but falling, maybe this team only won 1 game last year, so we can't be as hard on ourselves as we probably want to be. Let's look at the upgrades here, what we're going to give. I really need probably, I mean, the starting interest is one thing for later, but I think what we need to go into is just getting the chance to sway on a couple of these defensive, and then next upgrade we do the DB, and then we really think about what we're going to do at the end of the day when we want to do a couple of those. But or unlocking anything else. Can't really unlock anything next to us. And yeah, it's gonna be a hard one. Maybe we can do motivator. Yeah, it's just a level 10, so we'll kind of see how that goes. Let's go on to the next week. We'll see how everyone is, and we'll go from there. We start division play. Although we've played one division game, we are cut out of one there. Well, actually, that is a guy that we have outed. Expectations right now: win 25% of your conference games. I think Kennesaw State isn't a non-conference game. I could be wrong about that. I'm most definitely probably wrong with that one when it comes to the conference standings. No, they are not. So it is a rivalry game. It's just not our rivalry game at that. So we have the start of Sun Belt Championship play. For the recruiting portion, we still have those 30 hours. It's Lampkin that's in this top 30. I don't think we need to spend that 50 here. I don't see him getting pushed probably as hard. I think we still keep the 25 on him. The Old Dominion here is going to be an interesting one for our matchup. We're 1-3. They are 2-2. They've played one conference game. This is our first conference game at this point, and it's all through the passing game with 12 touchdowns and 3 interceptions for Jackson Potter. Their offense has been great. Our offense has not been. When it comes to defense, I mean, this is two defenses that give up a lot of yards. We'll see how this works at the end of the day, because we're almost giving up 30 points a game at this point. Not a great look. All right, so here we are in Old Dominion. Their best player is actually a safety right now. Has 1 interception. And it's a 2-star safety as a junior. I mean, he's pretty good in the coverage bit, pretty quick there with some good 88 speed, good acceleration. His man coverage is good. I mean, this is a very good safety. Come up and play in the box. On offense, they've kind of relied heavily on junior quarterback Jackson Potter, like I said before. Potter with that, I mean, it's nothing to be like this guy is going to cut through us, but this is what this team is kind of centered around with that. There's a couple of good defensive players that I noticed as well besides that safety. We have Crutchfield, who has a 91 speed out there. Another good, this time over a free safety. Good tight end with some good speed, 50-50 ball. We might see him out here snagging balls in the air. This could be big because he is pretty fast as well. That's a mismatch tight end if I've ever seen it. And he is going to be hard to deal with. Okay, Old Dominion, here we go. This is going to be an interesting one to start conference play at home. Our second game of this episode, Old Dominion working some Sun Belt games here. We're 1-3, they're 2-2. We're trying to get one more win from last season. Can we get this elusive second win? And then from there, can we stack some more? There's Old Dominion with the kickoff here. We're in our blacks today. They're in their whites playing at home. As we have a good run or a good return there up the middle. Now, I'm not good at passing right now. We don't have a lot of speed in this receiving core, and that's why it's turned into only 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. So we're going to have to kind of mix it up some of these plays, and that first one is not great. But this second one with Butler, great block in Butler for the first down. Little pistol formation, looking play action, rolling on the right. Looking as a man, good touch pass there out to Riles, working into Dominion territory. Going to be another play action, rolling this time to the left. Yes, time going, and it's Riles again. Not the same play, but kind of a little bit of a rollout play out of the pistol. Dropping, looking, quick pass over to Hollier, playing out of that tight end position. That's a gain of 4. Dropping back again. Gonna run for this. Brown has the first down and stopped at the 20 with the slide. Let me hand off to Butler on the outside, trying to cut it back into some space. That's only a gain of 1. One of our rare screens, we have it out. Butler not getting a good block from one of the linemen. Could have had one, and he took a shot there in the chest. Looked like a helmet in the upper torso. It will be. And it looks like he's going to have limited carries for the rest of the day. It's all on Poe. In the backup, running back, do something. Looking. Good pass out to Avery by Brown. And this one is just some bruised ribs. So we're going to be cautious with that. But Brown sticking in the pocket, pressure in his face. And that is an area where no one other than Avery can make a play on that football. We're going to have the pistol again. Hand off to Poe. And Poe does not have any of those goal line issues. Touchdown for the Panthers. And we get on the board first with our first possession. Last week, though, Jackson Potter, 336 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a quarterback masterclass. But today, we're going to try to bottle them up. And we do with that first play with a gain of 3. Play action. Looking. Nice touch pass. And that is... what a great route. And that is going to be a little bit of a mismatch between some of the speed that we see out here. A little bit of a razzle-dazzle off that play action fake. And a 2nd and 4 handoff. What a hit. Not letting anyone go there. Screen, and it's just by him. I don't know if he didn't see that ball, but not able to make a play on it, and we get the ball back here. Here is one of those lone carries that we will give Butler. Nothing there. Now Poe checks back in, going over the middle. That's over in Washington, in and out of his hands. That could have been a big play, and not able to come up with it. Dropping back, looking. Brown has to scramble. Has a block in front of him. Will get the first down. I don't like taking those hits, but hey, we get the yards of the game. Hand off to Poe. Poe on the outside, trying to get a couple, and he does. Dropping back, looking. Rolling over to the left. Has time. Looking. Going across his body, and Avery that's in his hands and dropped. A couple of big drops today. Not a great look. Brown flushed out of the pocket. Going for it. What a stiff arm. First down. Brown is here once again with that stiff arm. We're going to go out to Riles. Riles getting the edge, and he will work himself for a gain of 3. Brown out of the shotgun, handing it off to Poe. A couple of good blocks. I'll make it a 3rd and short. Trying to get this snap. And we get our guys off sides. I don't know if it's going to be on Poe. We had 3 other players on the right side of the offensive line to get called on it. So either way, and that makes it a 3rd and 8. Brown looking. We're going to scramble. And Brown with another first down. 1st and 10 from the 43. Looking, bobbing around, flushed out of the pocket. Looking, or trying to run again. Good coverage downfield. A pistol formation. Looking. Pressure already in our face. Hit. Brown. I mean, the flag is out. This would be a holding. It's going to be a massive, massive loss. It was 2nd and 8. That's going to make it a 3rd and 30 with the penalty. Dropping back. Looking. Trying to get some yards back. Going over the middle. And that's out of the hands of Avery. And we punt it back to Old Dominion. Handoff here up into the secondary. And what a move. What a move. That is Roche out of the backfield taking these carries. And this man going to show us a little speed. So this linebacking core just have its work cut out for it. It needs to perform. Going back on the outside. And that in the flat just is an easy play. So a first down. Going to be handoff. Nope, it's an RPO. Broke a tackle there. Breaking tackles. Like Jackson's out here breaking tackles. That is crazy. And he does another RPO for a first down. Just wow. Going to be a play action. Looking and pressures immediately in his face. So Potter here in the backfield. Dropping back. Looking. Has time. Pocket is collapsing. It's a good comeback to Potter. And it'll make it a 3rd and 4. Roche out of the backfield. And we gobble that up before the sticks. And Old Dominion sets up for the field goal. On our next possession, handoff to Poe. Poe trying to get some of that power running there, and just 2 defenders is not, well, it is too much. But a quick pass out to Washington, a little out route that's quick. We get the first down. Play action going to put it out to Poe. Poe fighting through contact for an extra couple of yards. 3rd and 3. Play action, looking, rolling away from pressure. Brown. Good touch pass out to Riles, and Riles works into Dominion territory. And that'll be down at the 30. Dropping back. Pocket collapses in the middle. Brown just gets it away just outside the tackle box. We'll make it a 2nd and 10. Dropping back. Pressure rolling away from it. And we do take that hit. Big one. But it's a first down. Brown dropping back again. Trying to move away from pressure. Does break 1 tackle, but down he goes. 2nd and 15. Only rushing 3. And what some work out there at the edge by this defensive line. 2 back-to-back sacks. Brown rolling around into coverage. Looking. We're going to scramble just to get some yards. Another stiff arm. And close to the first down. Look at my 4th and inches. McCary in the backfield. Our 3rd running back, and he is going to get it for the first down. What a play by Brown, and it goes into a Poe rushing touchdown. Brown with these stiff arms just is entertaining. I never had a quarterback like this. Typically, the quarterback gets hit, fumbles the ball, and then I'm telling myself, why? Why did I scramble with the quarterback? Why did I get hits with the quarterback? Well, Brown is out here stiffing guys down and getting those first downs, baby. It is 14-3. Potter trying to get back into this quick pass and great play out there. A little bit of a single coverage with 2 guys, but in the next RPO, they do get a 3rd and short, working into 3rd down. Looking back. Going to be a quick pass to the left side. Easy play at the sticks. We're playing a little bit too far back on that one. Because we're going to send 3. We're going to have 3 linebackers. And what a block off the edge. Took 2 guys out of the play. That's a gain of 5. Looking again. Trying to get isolated out here. And trying to get numbers inside the box. And they are not going to get it. We got trips all the way at the sideline. And there's pressure in his face. And almost picked off. It's dropped by Maxey. Could have been a big play, but it ends up with the punt. And so this can be taken by Walker. Walker gets a block. Moves back to the outside. Walker to the 30. The 35, the 40. The 40 trying to make a play there and at the 49. Now, the punting slider, I don't think it actually changes the punting strength of the AI. I'm still starting to see them still punt like that. So it may be something just like that play that I don't understand, and eventually we'll understand. But that is not a great play. 3rd and 14. Dropping back, looking. Finds his man Washington. Washington breaks a tackle near the 45. We're going to go for it. This is kind of outside of the field goal range, but punting is out there. Blitz is there. Picked up. Buron with the first down. Great play by Brown to stand in the pocket. And we have it to 2-minute timeout. Going with a little screen on the outside. Drop there. Probably would have lost 2 or 3 yards. Brown dropping back. Flushed out of the pocket. Finds his man. Hollier's just going to go down. We probably could have worked that upfield. But we'll take the catch. Brown, hand off to Murray. Murray nowhere to go. And that's a loss of 2. Setting up a little screen here for the tight end. Dropped out to Hullier. Hullier has some room, but the edge is not there. It'll be a 3rd and 6. Dropping back. Brown has time. Looking. Finds the man. It's Hullier. Hullier's there. Trying to work inside the 5, and he does, down to the 3. 40 seconds left on the clock. Handoff to Poe. He's going to be short. Clock is ticking. We're going to use as much time as we can. Poe! Good rush to fight through the contact for the touchdown. This is probably our best first half this season. And this is against a team that overall wise is better than us. But we have just played in those key plays. We've had some big ones, and Brown has had some big scrambling positions. As you saw there, Potter just pretty much taking it through to the end of the half. Crazy, crazy game. We were hot and cold the first game, and then we come out strong in this one. That's why I say we are like a Jekyll and Hyde team right now. Some games we play great, some halves we play great, and then the other flip side, it's not great all around. Michigan there beating Minnesota, not a shocker. The shocker here is Michigan State is ranked. Michigan State is ranked 23 right now. Y'all love to see it. You also love to see some defensive plays by these Panthers. So we're going to start on defense. Potter here with the handoff to Roche. That little space that he can get through really gives him a little advantage to get through the line. But this one did not help us. Tight end play. He has some speed. We were marked on the outside guy. I don't know what happened to that man across the field, but he is wide open by himself, and that is going to kill you every single time. So it's a 21-10 game. Old Dominion struck quickly. We want to answer. Going over the middle. Has time, and that's just too high. Kind of in triple coverage, but we had some room there to make a play. Hand off to Poe. He's taken down in the backfield. And this is what I say. Jekyll and Hyde right now. A 3rd and 12. Dropping back. Pressure up the middle. And that is going to be a 3 and out. With their return and that kick, not able to get it very far. So they're going to start in Panthers territory. And Roche will work that even further down to 32. Tight end on the left side. Roche gets this one. And that is stopped. We're starting to crowd the line with bodies and play a little more solid against this run game. It's 3rd and 11. Going to be a handoff, and that is not going anywhere. 3 continuous handoffs instead of giving it in Potter's hand is not a good look for the offensive coordinator. Poe rushing up the middle. Bit of a grind up here up the middle, but we do get 5. Brown getting this. Blitz is there. We do throw it right behind it to Avery, and that'll be a 1st down. Oh, in the backfield, we're going to give it off to him, and he's going to work it on the outside for a short gain. We need to have better 1st downs. Brown out there. Out to Poe, and he drops it. A 3rd and 8. Dropping back. Blitz is there. It is picked up. They're doing a quarterback spy, and again, we try to force that, and Washington not able to fight for the ball. And just like that, this could go to a tie ball game. They need an extra point. It's Zion Frank with the interception. That lineman is not happy. He's like, I'm going to get. That's Fink. I'm going to get in your celebration. But here, doing a screen, and that is fooling no one. So it's a 2-point game. Hand off to Poe here. Poe working into the 2nd level. You'd love to see that. Going to be a play action. And guess what? I figured it out, guys. What a great play and a 1st down. You'll love to see me learning new things. Well, that time I didn't learn anything new, and Brown goes down. Play 2nd and 10. Quick throw on a little RPO. Little out route there, and we make it a 3rd and short. Dropping back. Blitz is picked up, rolling on the right side, looking. It's time. Gonna throw across his body, and Washington drops it. That could have been a big play. We're going to go for it on 4th down. Looking underneath, and Avery this time gets the 1st down. Little riverboat there to get your heart pumping. I did see right after I handed that ball off that X was wide open about 10 to 15 yards downfield. It's okay. Okay, it's not okay. We're in a 3rd and 7. Blitz is there. It's not. We could have had a big play and possibly a field goal. But this turned into a defensive struggle between us and Old Dominion. Roche getting this one up the middle, and what a good play up the middle into the secondary. 1st and 10. Play action. Looking. Gonna dump it off in the flat to Roche. We're gonna bottle this up, but not after he gains 7. Little offset handoff up the middle, and what a move by Roche and a saving tackle there. What a big move. Potter going out to him again, and this time he's going to lose 2. Zone field goal range here, so we have to be careful. Looking, Potter. Looking, it's behind the receiver, and a picked off by Lee in the secondary. Secondary Lee. Okay, bad joke, but Lee with the interception. Love to see it. Like I said, defensive struggle. Hand off to Poe up the middle for 3. Showing a bit of a screen. We're going to hand it off instead to Poe and just cannot work through that contact. 2nd and 5 out of the shotgun. Looking back. Pressure's there, and we find Avery. We've been seeing that look all day long, and we take advantage of it again. Little play action. Looking. Wanted a little bit more from Riles there in the in route, but we panicked and kind of threw it to him. Dropping back. Looking. Has time, giving out the Poe. That'll make it a 3rd and 5. Just at midfield. Snapped. Blitz is picked up. Going short over the middle, and that is knocked down at the line, and we punt back. Gonna be hand off to Roche. Getting off the block is a good stop there. Dropping back. Looking. Going over the left side on what looked like a drag or an in route. And we have receivers stacked left and right on the sidelines. Potter looking. It's picked up, going over the middle, and what a grab. They can do the in routes, but we cannot. Dropping back. Potter, pressure in his face, going for it all. Deep, and it's going to be taken out of his hands. Good break out of that, guys. Out of the receiver's hands. Roche breaking a tackle. It's bottled up. It's 3rd and 9. And here we go. Potter looking back. Has time. Moving around the pocket. He's going to scramble. And Potter will get the 1st down. Man in motion from left to right. Handoff. Roche. Roche does get 5. 2nd down. Making a couple adjustments to the play here. Going to hand it off instead. Nowhere to go. 3rd and 5. Again. Receivers far on the side. It's going to be a screen. And Roche gets bottled up quickly. And it's a punt back to the Panthers. Brown, a handoff to Poe. Poe, nice play there. A little bit of a delay off that, I guess. And I don't know what the linebacker was doing, but Riles on the outside. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get the edge, and he does. For a gain of 9. Check back in. Poe out of the backfield. And he loses a couple. Looking here. Brown. Handoff. Poe. Working through traffic for the 1st down. We're just trying to keep possession of this ball and run out the clock. Got to move the change, though. Good gain of 7. Brown looking. And I learned again. It's Huller for the 1st down. Breaking a tackle with that stiff arm. I'm starting to like that play once you get to know it. So... am I seeing that more and more? I really like some of those plays that are like that. And dropping back here. 2nd 9, rolling away from pressure, and the pressure is there. Breaking a tackle. Look at Brown go. Breaking that tackle, baby. And Old Dominion's going to start taking their timeouts. 3rd and 2. We just need 2 when we get it with Poe. There's their 2nd. Going to be a screen after McCurry checks in. And nothing but room out to Washington. Just make sure you go down inbounds. And that's their final timeout. 2:43 left. Now this is a first and goal. There are no more first downs, so we just have to put this in the end zone or a field goal. So Poe going to move out on his left side, going over the middle. Riles gets that one. It's a third and goal. They're under 2 minutes left to play. Dropping back, quick throw, right side, easy play. Hollier with the touchdown, and that should seal the deal. Our second win, second in conference, it looks like, I think, or first technically. We will likely move to 2-3 if this holds, and Old Dominion will move to 2-3. I think this makes us 2-0 in the conference. But Potter playing for pride here, looking, dropping back over the middle, and that's a big hit and dropped. 2 running backs in the backfield. Both go out of the backfield to get some pass. There is a flag there. Pass is caught. Looks like he's going to be roughing the passer. We hit him hard in the backfield. Yep. That's Casey Howard. I like the effort, though. I like the effort. Trying to go out of the screen. We try to bite the underneath pass, but it's over. I don't know what we're doing there, but if that is a underthrown ball, it's likely picked. Over the middle, easy play here. Just trying to play a little deep ball here. Try to keep everything in front of us to waste this time. Potter scrambling around. Again, nothing deep there. And he's getting his man who goes out of bounds to stop the clock. Have a tight end on the left side. Going out looking. Going for him. And it's picked off McCray. And he's going to take it out of the end zone so we can kneel this down. What a play there. Trying to go to the tight end, the streaking pass, trying to take a little bit of advantage of some of these gaps in this 3 deep zone. And what a play. Tyson McCreary saw that all day long, drops back. He saw it, eyeing the quarterback off of his receiver. And there it is. We need to run out this clock. Now, I didn't realize that we could just kneel it. Because I figured like, oh, well, it would tell me if I could just kneel it. No, I could kneel it the entire time. So we get a couple extra run plays, but it's all right. 28-19 here. 68 yards, 25 rushes, 3 tutties for Poe. Let's go, baby. Poe comes in strong in reserve after Butler took those bruised ribs, and he never looked back. He never looked back. Well. If you don't make any turnovers and you run the football, it can come through and you can win the game. Big thing with this is, yes, the yards per play is not great. It's this right here. 45 touches in total as the quarterback. Runs, $144, 3 touchdowns, and then the completion percentages here. With 28 or 28 or 38 with 1 touchdown. I mean, that was great. Our 4th down conversions, we went kind of crazy. I know. But really, it's just 3rd down conversions, 50%. You like to see that right there. And then you like to see some red zone percentage where you come away some points with that. And a nice turnover over the middle to seal the deal. So, look at these stats here. Brown 26-38 at 244. Another big stiff arm today, and the man giving us stiff arms, I'm having fun. I'm having fun with him. He's a senior though, so after this year, we'll have to find someone with more stiff arms. In rushing, we did have Butler go down early in this game, but Poe came through. 3 touchdowns off 68 yards. We had Brown moving around for 57. Hey, gotta love it. Receiving here, Hollier had a great game and a touchdown going out of the flat, little razzle dazzle there on a bunch. We get him free, and that seals the deal for the day. Riles on the slot working well from there. Avery had a couple of good catches. Did drop a couple, but it's all right. Washington had a couple drops. One of them over the middle, which could have been for like a 25 to 30 yard gain. Arguably could have taken it to the house. Unfortunately, couldn't reel it in. Blocking. We did give up 3 sacks because I'm holding the football, but that is what we do here on the channel. Just hold the football. TFLs. We had some good TFLs here with 7. We had no sacks today. 2 interceptions, which was good on that. Looking at Old Dominion. 18 of 26, 204, touchdown, 2 interceptions. Probably the name of the game there of why we came around and won this game. 93 yards off 18 attempts by Roche. We kept him balled up for the most part. In the receiving, it was Houghton with 100 yards, and we gave up another big one. I mean, at tight end, he was the one that was crazy out there, and his speed is definitely something. The 86 speed, that's 70-yard long catch. So other than that, we balled up this offense. And then on the defensive side, they balled up this run game decently well. The sacks are there. However, we're probably holding the football a little bit too long, and then Frank has an interception. But ultimately, I felt pretty good with where we are at. Continue conference play. We'll have to see it. We are in the top schools for these guys. Obviously, championship contender is going to be an F, but hey, we've won more conference games than last year, and we won a road game this season. Now, we just need to win 25 games in our conference, which I think is 3. We'll be over it. We have a bye week here, and that is great because there is going to be one more coach skill. I'm going to buy it, and then otherwise, I'm going to sit back. Starting interest is not going to be a big thing right now, but being able to sway and less time to scout will help us in the long run. And I think we probably hold off, and maybe motivator will be the next thing that we want to have, or maybe it is motivator. Yeah, I'm thinking probably motivator at that point, but we'll see how that goes. Bye week right now. Let's go over, and then in the recruiting, let's see what we have here. So this 25 will help just as long as we don't have any offers for those guys, and we offered to them. Do you have an offer here as well? We're 6th for DeMarco, but this is likely one that's we're gonna get ultimately in the first place. One thing that would be cool is if it highlighted the ones instead of the coach connected on the bottom. I wish you just had it highlighted to begin with. We're gonna give him that, and then we're gonna keep on with that sway. That sway should be good, and then week 9 we'll have a good visit. And I think we should have an easier time pulling him in. All right, we have James Madison going into the next game. They're 4-2, 2-1 in the division, or conference, I should say. For conference standings, they are up here. And of course, we've only played 1 game in the conference-wise. James Madison is probably one of the top teams in this one. Remember, it's kind of between East and West, which is one thing to remember. East West in this, it's probably James Madison is probably the 2nd best team on our side in the East. Otherwise, it's open from there. I'd probably put in Marshall as another one that could be up there as well, and Old Dominion could be the 3 teams at the top. On the other side, you have a couple of other ones as well. Arkansas State, Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns there. Louisiana Monroe is another one as well on the outside. So it could be a big competition. How this works, if you don't know, in the Sun Belt is the winner of the East and the winner of the West play each other in the division. So it's not just 1-2. It's East, West play each other in the conference for the conference championship. And that kind of how it goes for conference play for us right now. We might change this in the future depending on where we are, but we're gonna have some fun with this. So next episode, we start with James Madison, and then we'll go from there. Who is our next opponent after that? It's gonna be, that's everyone's scores and schedules. My team score and schedule is after that Arkansas State, and that is going to be an interesting one. They are 2-0 right now. They are playing in the other side of the conference, but we have a couple of heavy hitters in the conference to start out next episode. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you guys next time. Later.